Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Shalom. How many books did you read last day? It's beyond interesting. You experienced the healing power of God. One was in her house, one was in the hospital. Distance is not a barrier. It doesn't move your feet from here to here, over the roof.
I Believe in Miracles by Kathryn Kuhlman. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Shalom Nelly, a YouTuber currently based in the city of Lafia. Yes, Nasarawa State. I am a core member. I'm currently serving here in Lafia, and I share lifestyle, faith, and a little bit of my NYC experience in Lafia. And today I have something really exciting to share with you. This year I was inspired by one of my friends he read about 24 books. No, he read 24 books last day. And I was like, Shalom, how many books did you read last day? And I was inspired to read more this year. And I've been reading. And today I want to share with you a very it's beyond interesting. This book blessed me. I mean, it's a book I go back to read over and over again. Today I'll be talking about I Believe in Miracles by Kathryn Kuhlman. Funny enough, because when I buy a book, I write the year I bought the book. I bought this book in 2023. Yes. I picked it up in 2024. I think I just read a chapter and I closed it. After reading this book this year, I asked myself, why didn't I read this book since? Oh my God. This book blessed me in various ways that I cannot explain. So I decided to bring this book to you, so you as well can read it. If you ever doubted if miracle still happens today, this book is for you. If you're believing God for a miracle, if you're believing God for healing, find this book and read. This book was written by Kathryn Kuhlman. Kathryn Kuhlman is a known evangelist that had a healing ministry. I said had because she has gone to be with the Lord. Yes, she has gone to be with the Lord. But when she was alive, her life and her ministry has blessed a lot of life and is still blessing a lot of life. I mean, she has gone to be with the Lord, and me picking up this book, it still has blessed my life and is still blessing my life. In this book, she shared real life testimonies. She shared about 22 testimonies. Yes, 22 testimonies of people that encountered Jesus Christ, that got healed, experienced God in a new dimension. This book is not all about miracles. It's about faith, it's about surrender, and it's about ordinary people experiencing an extraordinary God. So in this book, there are about 22 testimonies shared. And I'll just be picking a few just to mention it for you to taste. Just a taste, because I want you to read this book and experience it yourself. Okay, the first testimony is about a woman. Her name is Betty Fox. She had an illness that affected her joints. She could not walk. Like, it started from pains and swelling, then it became so serious that she could not walk. She couldn't do anything for herself. She became helpless, sitting at home, all of that. And then her son told her about the Kathryn Kuhlman broadcast on radio, and she began to listen to it. And one day she experienced the power of God. Before then, one of her friends sent her prayer point to Kathryn Kuhlman, because people usually send prayer points, then she prays over it during the broadcast. Well, she listened to the broadcast. Her case was not mentioned, but she kept listening. On one fateful day, she didn't even listen to the broadcast. She was just sitting. She had a visitor just there. She experienced the power of God. It started by shaking. She was shaking so vigorously. And after then, she knew that she was healed. That is what she said in the book. That is the woman that was ill. She said she knew she was healed. And from then onward, she regained strength, although she had to learn how to walk again, learn how to climb the step. But the pain had gone, everything had gone by just believing, by just listening. Because when she listened, she said her faith began to increase. She believed that she was going to get healed. And that is what happened to her. She didn't need to go to like a physical church or the physical building
of a church to experience the healing of God right in her house. Another testimony in this book as well. This woman had cancer, and her daughter sent her prayer points to Kathryn Kuhlman as well. And she said, the next day at broadcast time, Louise was with her mother kneeling beside the bed as they listened together. I heard Miss Kuhlman say, I feel impelled to pray again for the woman at this hospital. She mentioned the name of the hospital, dying of cancer of the liver. And suddenly it happened in the middle of the prayer, reports Louise. The power went through mother, and I couldn't hold her in bed. So violently was she shaking and crying. Say, I just jumped a point. Then the nurses came and held her and all of that. Say, I knew what was happening. She was under the power. From that moment on, Edith, that is her mother, began to pick up. The pain left. She began to eat and immediately began to gain weight, as much as 3 pounds a day. These were people that didn't necessarily have to be in a church building, but they experienced the healing power of God. One was in her house, one was in the hospital. So from these stories, one thing I learned is that distance is not a barrier. It doesn't matter where you are. I mentioned earlier that I'm currently in Lafayette. It doesn't matter the state you are. It doesn't matter the country you are. You can experience the power of God. You can experience the healing power of God. And this is one thing this book drew to my attention. There are a lot of other stories. Yes, people went to the church, experienced the power of God. I'm not trying to deny that fact. But what I'm trying to say is that you can be anywhere and experience the power of God. All you just have to have is faith. All you have to do is to believe that God can heal you. God can come into this situation. God can settle this situation. God can handle this situation. And He will handle it no matter your location, no matter where you are. So this next testimony I'll be sharing is about a woman that was, as the book read, says, totally disabled from arthritis. Every nerve in her body was affected. She was bedridden. She was in so much pain. And then she said it was at this point she recalled that a neighbor dropped in to see her and brought her a little book, The Lord's Healing Touch, written by someone named Kathryn Kuhlman. And she told me that Miss Kuhlman broadcast over the radio every day and to be sure to listen. And she began listening to the broadcast. And then one of the days she felt she needed to attend one of the services. But the service was far, the location of the service was far from her house. And then her husband was like, it would be difficult to carry her. The whole process of carrying her, it would be a lot. And then she continued praying that she really wants to attend these services. And then over the broadcast, it was announced that there'll be a service holding closer to her house. And she knew that she was like, that was it. She said, and I knew I could get there easily enough. An ambulance was arranged to take her there. Early that morning, she woke up her husband and said, please dress me up well today. The husband was like, for what? You're going in an ambulance. But she knew that she was going to get well in that service. This was someone that had been believing, hoping that this service would be close to her. And then that service was holding very close to her. So she knew that today was her day to get her healing. She woke up her husband, please get me a very beautiful dress to wear. She said, the husband said, people don't go places on stretchers and ambulances dressed. So she said, I know that today is my day to be healed. I will get up and walk away from that stretcher. And when I do, I have to be on some clothes. This is somebody that has faith. This book will push your faith level from here to here, to the roof. To boost your faith as well. So she said, so when the ambulance came, they were about driving off. She said, oh wait, don't go yet. We forgot my coat. The husband looked at her, your coat? What on earth do you want your coat for? You're covered with blankets from head to toe. Yes, she replied, but I can't wear blankets when I go home. Please get my coat. So they went to get her coat, and then she got to the service. Let me just read what Kathryn Kuhlman said here. She said, the attitude of this woman in this episode illustrates one of the fundamental requirements of divine healing: complete and unqualified expectance that healing will take place. This woman possessed the important treasure that we call faith. This is not something that we take out and analyze. It is not something that we can work up. It is a gift of God. I mean, after I finished reading this place, I began to pray, God, give me this gift of faith. Give me this gift. And I said, we should all pray for this unspeakable gift. In Ephesians 2 verse 8, it says, for by grace are ye yet saved through faith, and not of yourself. It is a gift of God. I remember after this chapter and this testimony, I began to pray. I said, God, I want this gift of faith. I want to receive this gift of faith. Because this woman, God made a way for her because she was praying. A service was held close to her house. She had been listening to the messages and her faith had increased. She had a boost of faith in her. And then she believed. She believed to the last of it, to say, I will dress well because I know that after this service, I will be healed. Trust me, I don't know what you may be going through, but believe God. Pray that you receive the gift of faith and believe God. That's why I want you to read this book. Read it all. Read this book. If you look at this book, I don't know if you can see it. A lot of markings here and there. I was just marking this one. See, I was even writing. This book. Okay, lastly, on one of the testimonies I will be sharing is about a woman and her daughter. She already had 6 children prior to the last one, the 7th one she gave birth to. And she found out, when she gave birth to the daughter, she found out that she had congenital hydrocephalus. She would dangle a bright colored toy in front of the infant, but there would be no reaction. She would enter or leave the room, but the baby's head would never turn to follow her movements. There was no sign of recognition for anyone or anything. When the baby was 10 months old, the woman was forced with grief to face the fact that her baby could not see and was deficient in every way. She could not sit and she could not hold her bottle nor turn over. The baby's head was globular in size, in shape, 22 inches larger around than normal sized head of a child that same age. 22-inch larger around than the normal sized head of a child the same age. That is when she was about 10 months old. So at some point she went to the hospital. They said they will have to do a surgery to reduce it and all of that. At some point they kept moving the surgery, shifting the surgery, moving the surgery. The doctors now finally told her that there's really nothing they can do. Here it says she had to take the baby home. The doctor had given her what was perhaps the most shattering news that she had yet received about her child. She was given a diagnosis that there's nothing they could do about it. And say in the opinions of the doctors, hopelessly mentally retarded, that her child would remain hopelessly mentally retarded. It was at that point she said no. Because they told her that she'll have to take her child to a special school and all of that. She was like, she said she would not send the child away to an institution. She decided to take her child to the church service. So let me explain. So because normally from the stories, from the different testimonies I've read here, those that attended the service, there's always a large crowd of people coming for these services. So what her eldest daughter did, immediately after school, she would go there, wait till they open the hall, then rush to get seat for her mother, and then she would stand while her mother would carrying her youngest child, her youngest sibling, sit on the seat while she stands beside her mom. That's what they were doing over and over again, kept going for the services, believing God for healing. At some point, she realized that the size of her daughter's head is reducing. In this book, she didn't say she went for the services once. Yes, some people received their healing instantly. Some people, it take a while. She kept going for the service. She said she noticed, even other her family members, her husband, siblings noticed, her children noticed that this baby's head is reducing. It's not as big as it used to be. The baby's head kept reducing, and she kept going for the services. At some point, the baby began to recognize her movement, began to see the eye was now coming out well as a normal baby's face should be, until the baby completely healed. After each services, the child's head seemed to decrease a little in size. And after a few weeks, everyone in the family began to detect changes. So she did not say that, okay, when she noticed in one or maybe 3 services, okay, the baby's head has reduced, she said, well, let me stop. Why can't God heal her instantly? She didn't give up. She was persistent. She waited. She kept on going. She kept on going until she received the complete healing for her child. It didn't state maybe how long, how many services, how many months, how many weeks she went. But this is a woman that said, my child will receive her healing. No matter how long it takes, my child will receive her healing. And she was persistent. You could even see the sacrifice of the last daughter, that from school will go and wait till the church hall is open, get seat for the mother, because the mother had other children, had other things she was doing. So to be able to handle those things as well and not just stand and be waiting for the church to open, her eldest daughter decided to make that sacrifice. And God could see their heart, God could see their persistence, God could see the sacrifice of that child. I think in the book they said the eldest was just about 12 years old. And you could see how people persisted and got their testimonies. There are a lot more in this book. A lot more testimonies in this book that I may not be able to talk about. But when you pick up this book, if you can find this book anywhere, pick it up and read. It will definitely bless your life. It will definitely boost up your faith. So this is why I'm bringing this book for you, to know this book and read it, to know that there's a book like this and read it. So there's no question of who is this book really for. Is it for this person? Even if you say, okay, I'm not sick, this book will boost your faith. It will stir up your faith. Even if you're not believing God for healing, you're believing God for something else, this book will help you. It will, as I said earlier, to move your feet from here to here, over the roof. So this book is definitely for you. So find this book and read. Honestly, reading this book built up my faith. It stirred up my faith. It reminded me that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Jesus does not change. You know, this one they say, unchangeable God, that is who you are. Unchanging God, that is who you are. That is who truly our God is. So find this book and read it. Find this book and read it, please. It will really bless your life. And share to your friends as well. If you enjoyed this review, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, as I'll be sharing more faith and lifestyle content. And as well, share this video to your friends. I know it has encouraged you in one way or the other. Let it encourage someone else around you. Don't keep this treasure to yourself, as I didn't keep it to myself. And please leave a comment. Go to the comments. If you have read this book, what did you learn from it? Let me hear it in the comment section. If you have read this book, let me know in the comment section what you learned from it. Let me know in the comment section. And if you have read any other faith-based books and that has inspired you, leave the book in the comment section. I will see it and I will probably read it. It will be part of the books that I will look into and then put it in mind to read books for the year 2025. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, please share, please subscribe, please share, and I will see you in another video. Thank you so much for watching.